Hi, this is Sasami, and this is Records in My Life. Thank you.
You've got a lovely thing at home, so why confuse when you might lose it all? The time or place for us, but you said that.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm well. How are you?
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, it's my
we
honor
appreciate it.
to be here.
My honor, right.
honor.
Let's open up and let's start with your latest release. Let's talk
Oh,
a bit about that record
okay.
before, because that's the
Yeah,
show's
yeah.
about records.
Okay,
is
cool. Yeah, fair enough. It's
educating
Record
people.
Store Day today, technically, the
That's
day
right.
that we're recording this. So, you know.
Somewhere there's a record store open still, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
because we're one of the last time zones.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Somewhere.
Hawaii, right?
Yes, Hawaii.
Okay.
Someone in Hawaii is spinning wax.
Mahalo. Okay.
Mahalo to all of you. L'chaim, mahalo, cheers.
Okay, so tell us about the new Mahalo on the new record. Let's hear about
The
it.
new record, Mahalo by Sasami. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's just a bunch of sad songs that I wrote when I was sad.
Tell us, did you work? Did you collaborate with anybody on the record outside production?
I didn't really collaborate on writing anything, but I collaborated on people who added performance to it. So I had a lot of different. I live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of musicians there, and like my brother Juju, who has a band Froth, also lives there, so he played a lot of guitar on it. And then I think of vocals a lot like an instrument, so I had a couple different vocalists come in and lend some vocals in the same way that I would have some different drummers and different bassists on the record. Also, I was just recording it so intermittently over a year. It wasn't like a chunk of time. It was like 2 songs, and then I would go back on tour with this band I was in for like 1 month, and then I'd come back and record 1 song and back and forth. So it was also kind of like whoever was around. So kind of a ragtag group of people.
Yeah, because you've contributed to quite a number of records.
Yeah, exactly. So I cashed in all the favors.
You cashed in some ships.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, as we were saying before, we'll jump back to it again. We were talking about you went to a music conservatory.
Yeah. I studied
Did
French
I
horn
pronounce that
classical.
right? Yes, I was going to say French.
Oh, you mean
conservatory? Conservatoire? Yeah.
Conservatoire.
Right. Mark laughs at my English all the time because he's an English major or whatever. Tell me a bit about. So you studied French horn, and how did you? Why French horn?
Because I guess I've just been a fucking weirdo since I was a small one.
Good.
You know, I just didn't want to play the basic bitch instrument. I didn't want to play the flute or the clarinet. So, alas, the French horn, the most awkward of them all.
And
the most glorious and treacherous instrument.
And you're still playing it, right?
Yeah, I still play. I didn't bring it on this tour just because the van situation is pretty tight. But yeah, I still play on sessions. Actually, very sadly, I had to turn down some studio work with Van Dyke Parks, which is really crazy.
Oh, wow.
When you get a voicemail from Van Dyke Parks who's like, Sasami, this is me, Van Dyke Parks. I'm just calling to talk about a project that I'm working on. I'm working on a film score, and I heard that you play French horn. Just low key, getting. Actually, I think he called me Sammy, which was my childhood name because I met him years ago. We played at a benefit together. Anyways, unfortunately my chops are not as upkept as I would like to have them, but I still blow.
That's amazing. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good segue into the next question.
Oh,
not
okay.
a segue. Sorry, no, it's not a segue. But no, let me ask you. Speaking of blowing, what's a good? Because this show is about albums. Just to reiterate.
Mm-hmm.
So what's a good? I want to delve into French horn. I really love the instrument. What's a good record though, that we can check out?
Oh, After the Gold Rush by Neil Young.
Yeah.
Heard of it?
No, I haven't. Is he not Canadian? I'm not sure. I think
He's
from
actually
here. Canadian.
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 But yeah, he's from Canada.
So that's a good French
Canada.
horn. That's a good French horn
Yeah,
record.
there's a really great song on the record that has a French horn solo on it. Also, have you heard of the Beach Boys?
I think so. I don't know. Beach Boys? Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes people confuse them with the Beatles.
Yes, the Beatles, yeah.
The Beach Boys, have you heard of them? They've got some good French horn too. Have you ever heard of the song God Only Knows?
I'm trying to allude to an artist that plays French horn. Not sorry, I should have been more clear on that. But
yeah, you should have.
That's sorry.
Thank you.
Well, I know
I
God
really
Only Knows.
love.
I love that song. It's
love
wonderful.
the sound of the French horn on After the Gold Rush because it's I want to say it's recorded on an 8-track. It's definitely recorded on tape, and like the way that the like super dry French horn sounds when it's like compressed on tape is really beautiful. I actually recently did a song for a podcast, and I recorded it on 8-track, and I did some French horn and was trying to like tap into that magical Neil Young French horn sound. I don't know. I tried.
So we're not going to get an artist out of you, like a French horn
I mean,
artist.
I'm
or
like
is it-
obsessed with Stefan Dorr, who's like the principal horn player of
Yes.
the Berlin Phil, but like I don't know if you could like buy his album. You definitely could purchase like the Berlin Phil's performances of any Mahler
I like the way you
symphony.
say that. The Berlin Phil.
The Berlin
You're
Phil.
talking, it's like cottage industry for you. I mean, it's like, oh, wow, you know. The
I'm
Berlin,
sorry,
no,
the
that's good.
Berlin Germany Philharmonic
There you go.
Symphony Orchestra.
That's good. There it is.
Okay.
That was good. So we have a question. I haven't asked in a while, but it's a School of Rock question, and you are a school teacher, and
Yes.
you're very passionate about teaching kids, I believe, music.
Die Hard.
So what's a good record to send the kids home to inspire them on the first day of class? This is the record you're going to listen to.
My first CD-ROM ever, Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. I mean, just banger after banger, after banger, after banger, after banger. You know?
And how would that inspire the kids, though? Like from...
I mean, like, I think that one of the most important things about education, especially music education, is repetition. So, I mean, you know, because we were talking about how you have a kid and they listen to the same song over and over again. Kids, like, just will listen to the same songs over and over again. So if they listen to songs that are actually singable, they're much more likely going to actually sing them well. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that you shouldn't like shoot for the stars, but I just think that for like music education, it's more important to like have realistic objectives, and then you can actually become an empowered musician that can like sing on pitch and sing the right rhythms. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, some crazy people might have said Radiohead. And maybe
Good
there are
memory.
some
I like-
songs who
there's
are
a lot of callback on this show. I
sorry.
enjoy it. Thank you. It's good.
Maybe
Fantastic.
link to the interview with blah blah blah. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm sure there are some Radiohead songs that are singable. But yeah, I just think I'm like pretty passionate about the fact that like music education can, instead of being like, oh, kids have to play this instrument where they learn how to like press this valve down and hold this note for 4 beats, it's like, why don't we teach kids how to like improvise and how to match pitches and how to like keep a steady beat and like kind of more musical objectives. So I think that Yellow Submarine is great because it's like it's such a singable album, you know? Like a lot of pop songs are like like kids can't really sing
Right.
that, and it's cool if they try, of course, but it's good when they have like some appropriate melodies that they can actually like truly accomplish. So, you know,
Interesting.
we all live in a yellow
I'm not gonna embarrass
submarine.
myself
Everybody,
saying-
yellow submarine,
Mark's
a
like,
yellow
I won't sing.
submarine. We all live in a yellow. Anyways, you know how it goes.
I love that record, but the show's not about me. But I do have fond memories of listening to that as a child.
I mean,
of that record. It's
Hable Dog.
fantastic.
I want to say when I'm 64 on that one. Maybe not. I don't know. They all blended together because I've
there's
listened
so
to them
many
all so
songs.
many times. But yeah, that's an amazing album.
Let's talk about sound. I know you've, from what I've read, if the internet, if the sources are true, that you've done some film scores and some stuff for commercials and things like that, and a bit of television. What would be your favorite soundtrack to go to?
Soundtrack. Oh, I mean, I remember one of the first soundtracks I really got into was John Bryan's soundtrack for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Do you know that one?
Yeah, yeah.
That one's really cool because it's kind of like a marriage of like folk and rock music and also like chamber music and some orchestral kind of stuff. And yeah, so I would say that's one that I'm fond of.
He did a lot, didn't he? Do a lot of stuff. Well, he's like an LA, Los
Oh,
Angeles
yeah.
session producer guy, right? But he did a lot. Didn't he do stuff?
He did stuff with Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
Do you know
What?
Fiona Apple?
Yes, she's familiar.
Title.
We should know a
Title.
little bit about like Radiohead and the Beatles and the Beach Boys. It's a show about records,
This is like
right?
such a basic
I know.
bitch fucking episode. It's cool.
No, it's
you
funny.
know?
No,
But I mean, the good shit is like, you know, it's good for a reason. I don't even give a shit what people think. I like the good stuff.
but
the
that's
classics.
what it should be, right?
You know, what do you want me to say? Oh, I love My Bloody Valentine and Schoenberg. Sorry, I like those too, but I also like the Beatles.
Well, Well, we like to thank you once again for being on the show. We like to ask for words of wisdom, bumping mics. You ever seen that on Netflix? Sorry. Anyway, bumping
I
mics.
don't actually
You don't
watch anything. I only listen to music and
Good.
masturbate. So.
Smart. Okay,
yeah.
well, that's healthy. That's a healthy lifestyle. Tell me, give us some words of wisdom for our audience. We ask every guest.
You know what? I feel like everyone should play music, even on a really basic level, even if it's just on a little keyboard on your phone. Improvise, put on your favorite records, and play like get like a piano and like play along, and like teach your kids and like teach them to improvise. Like music shouldn't be this like strict thing that only like people who really devote their lives to it do. I think it's like the most amazing thing. That's why like when I was talking about how I don't really listen to that many modern records, like I guess I kind of connect to older records, but I still like love so many records, even if I don't love the production or I don't think it's like original. I still love it because you can just sense that like the people that made them needed to make it. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
It's like at a certain point, like everyone's already done everything, so you can't just expect music to be like endlessly, like inventive or
Yeah.
something. But I just think that that music is one of these special things that humans get to like experience in such a like free, playful, emotional, like animalistic way, and I feel like all humans should just be making music if they want to, and there shouldn't be so much pressure to do it. Like there's like this
great-
there's
that's
this
a
kind
great,
of like
inspiring-
there's this kind of like modern thing that's like, oh, GarageBand, all this stuff is so stupid, anyone can make albums. It's like everyone should make albums. Why not? How come everyone's allowed to eat pizza and not everyone's allowed to make albums, you know?
That's a great line. You should coin that phrase. It's fantastic. It's so true, though, right?
Yeah.
Because pizza's fucking everywhere now, right?
I mean, you don't
Every
have to
single
buy
street
the
has a-
album if you don't like it. You don't have to
Right.
go to the show, but they still should be able to do it if they want to.
Right.
You know?
That's a really good. I got to remember that one. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.
And if you're really feeling it, please hit us up on Patreon. Cheers.